Yeah. So what's up, everybody? Me and Mexican martial arts about to drop some MMA news on that booty. What? But yeah, dude, I was just telling Jesse, there are so many stories for us to cover, dude. Brian Ortega looks like he's gonna die. I've never seen anything like this before. This dude's gonna fight. Like, he can't even, he missed weight by 8 pounds. He literally looks like he's gonna die. He also looks fucking like a different species than Aljamain. How is he so much bigger than Aljo? But
and did he cut his hair off trying to make weight, or has this been a new look for a while? I haven't seen him with the short cut.
That dude, he could. Oh shit, I don't know, man. That's true. That's short for. Well, he had his head shaved for a little while, dude.
I mean, it looks like he just woke up. Like, if he didn't just chop it off backstage, that's an even worse look for him.
Bro, he looks not good. Like, he looks like not good at all.
Is he still training with the Gracies? Like, in the Renier and whatever. There's those two brothers or cousins that would make those videos of Gracie breakdowns forever.
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure. I know. So I got a buddy named Jeff who's a Navy SEAL. Like, he knows everybody. He literally knows every person ever, and he knows all these lethal ass fucking special forces guys, and he knows fighters. And I asked him, I'm like, who's the most dangerous dude that you've ever hung out with? And he's like, Brian Ortega. And I was like, oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like, Brian Ortega is the fucking biggest savage of anybody that I've ever hung out with.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Because he had that reputation forever of being a pretty solid dude with those great. I can't remember if they're brothers or cousins, but they're
like the young, good-looking ones, right? Like, he's with those guys. They're like, the young,
tall guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and they used to do like street fight breakdowns on YouTube.
Yes. They got the hairlines where you can't even really put a finger between their hairline and their eyebrows, like the blessed hairlines.
Yeah,
they're those dudes, the real tall Amazon dudes. And he had a real good, solid reputation with them for a long time. Real clean cut. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And then I think they kind of had a falling out. And then he, when he went in his Tracy Cortez era, he's never been the same ever since.
He's got some darkness in him, dude. Like, that guy, he's got a tortured soul. He's like one of those guys that's like built for greatness and also built for like deep introspection and depression. If he doesn't, focus his mind in the right way. But anyway, I'm hoping that this goes all right. I'm just saying, like, in all seriousness, like, and we'll get back to that story. I've never seen someone look like that. And they're like, that's fine. They can just go ahead and fight. It's like, that shit's scary. The other thing I was going to show you, this is like, okay, so Connor, this is where the quote came from. So this is like, Connor was doing some kind of like sparring seminar thing. And this guy's like,
that was a seminar?
I guess, dude. And this guy's like, how is this possible? In every clip, he somehow looks even worse. This is insane. And this dude says he's a 37-year-old alcoholic cokehead recovering from a broken leg. It's like, damn, dude. That's cold, dog. That's cold. But the only reason that is even moderately relevant is because of this story right here, which is the BKFC announcing that he is training because he's taking on the winner of Mike Perry versus Jeremy Stevens in BKFC. I mean, listen, if they can somehow contractually get that to happen, that would be, I mean, dude, that changes the fucking entire world for BKFC. You know what I mean? If they actually, the only way that would actually happen is if Dana, like I've told you, like that we talked about, is if Dana's secretly invested in BKFC, so they would let Connor do that because they have upside tied to BKFC's growth. Because there's no fucking way that UFC is going to just allow him to fight in BKFC otherwise. And I feel like he's headlining White House, isn't he?
So I feel like I saw two completely different things yesterday. Daniel Comer just came on. Who's that dude that was dating an OnlyFans girl and he only ever did exactly what she wanted and what she asked for, and then he got fired from ESPN and he didn't even do anything wrong legally? What's his name? Shannon Sharpe. Daniel Comer came on with Shannon Sharpe.
Dude, you know that he paid that fucking girl too. Like, I think he settled for she got like $10-20 million or something like that.
The thing that I think is insane, first of all, like, morally or whatever, everything's different, totally different story. But the fact that the girl came forth with so much evidence, right? Paper trail, text, emails. As far as I'm confirmed, that should have only worked against her. Because
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
just more and more info saying, hey, this is what I'm into.
Listen, if it's in writing where a chick is like, I want you to choke me and then fucking put your cum down my throat or whatever, it's like, bitch, this conversation's over. Okay. Don't tell me, he forced it. Like, this is this date. You're saying this happened on this date. Oh, he was too rough with you. Like, you literally said, I want you to choke me. I want you to hurt me, daddy. And I want you to give me your baby gravy. Like, she literally said that. She literally said that.
That was I didn't even know that was verbatim.
She said baby gravy. How fucking gross is that, dude? Like, that's not even hot, dude. If a girl I was talking to said that to me, I would be like, ew,
bro,
baby gravy.
When you said that, it made me hungry. I was thinking of Thanksgiving. Like, it totally takes me out of, like, it doesn't put me in the right beating space.
Nah, dude.
When you were reading that out loud, it only magnified the double standard to me, because when you're reading that out loud, I was just hearing To Catch a Predator. You already know if they're reading stuff like that out loud against some dude that they catch in the parking lot at Me and Ed's, he's going to jail. So when they read that chick's out loud, how come she gets paid? I don't understand.
Because like they're like, you know, he's rich and he's famous and he's black, so of course he did it. And you're like, I mean, I feel like one of them has an incentive to lie, and it's not Shannon Sharpe. You know, like, she's got Tony fucking Busby representing her, like the dude who represented like 60 Jane Doe Diddy lawsuits. He also represented the girl who sued Andrew Tate. And I'm sorry, dude, and like in her story, it's like, yeah, he choked me when we were having sex. You're all, it's Andrew Tate, dude. What fucking person is dating Andrew Tate in 2024 and doesn't know that guy's into fucking choking people and shit? Like, he's not making any secrets of that. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know that was the same lawyer.
Same lawyer.
There's so many things added to the situation that makes it even worse. And I don't know. It just tells you the kind of world that we're living in, I guess.
They also did a thing where, like, she recorded him, like that girl recorded her and Shannon Sharpe together, and she's like getting him to like role play and talk all nasty. And then they edited this 2-minute clip, and then they put it out like, oh, here's our evidence for the fucking trial. And Shannon Sharpe's, I'll put the whole fucking video out. He's like, why don't you put that whole video out? Because they like, you know, like put out the whole part where you were asking for that, you know, like she completely entrapped him, dude. Like,
you know who Shannon Sharpe should have had represent him? Johnny Depp. Oh yeah,
Johnny Depp, dude. Johnny Depp.
That would have been the perfect team right there. There you go.
Johnny fucking Depp, dude.
But the only reason, and this reminds me too, I digress, something we could also talk about if you feel like it. But I the only reason I brought up Shannon Sharpe was Daniel Comed saying something about Conor McGregor. But the whole Shannon Sharpe and OnlyFans thing reminds me of Mackenzie Dern. And she's making the rounds right now, crying about how she left her husband and has to pay alimony. And everything that she's talking about is like, do you know this is what men have been doing for decades and decades? And she's like, what does that mean? If I make more, then I have to give him more? Like, what are you talking about?
No, what it means is you should have known going in what the rules were and married a dude who had more money than you.
Yeah, she married an unemployed surfer, and now she's crying about it.
Yeah. Hey, Alo Mayo, what's up, man? Ortega's definitely not. I mean, and not that I know about it. The quote on the thumbnail is about Conor. Is about like the quotes about Conor. That's why I got an arrow at the tweet that we're quoting. Like, I don't know if that's like hard to read or whatever, but that's about Conor's comeback. Is they're like he's an alcoholic cokehead.
So there was Daniel Comed was talking with Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon brought it up. He's like, hey, by the way, Shannon Sharpe did not do his research. He offered to send Daniel Comed's dad a case of alcohol, and he had to tell him my dad passed away. Everyone knows that his dad passed away. That was a really weird thing for Shannon to say. But
I'm not sure if I knew that.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but that's a pretty like well-known thing, and it was kind of an awkward moment. But Shannon asked him about Conor, and DC's like definitively like, oh yeah, there's, you know, it's over, he's done, it's not happening, he's not gonna fight there, doesn't make sense. But I literally, wasn't it Dana White that just came out and confirmed that Conor makes more sense than John Jones doing it or something?
He straight up said it, that John Jones 1 in a billion that he would headline the White House card. Like Dana, look, like I feel like I've been like watching this sport intently enough for a number of years that I can make some pretty like confident statements about the way Dana does business. And like Dana, it's like if you give him your word, as long as like, look, if you get injured, like you get fucking injured, dude. But like people, if they give Dana their word and they go back, like Dana never fucking that never washes off to him. Because if he gives them his word, he always comes through. You know, like he's like, if I give you my word, dude, then it's rock solid. And like John, I think in this most recent case, like John accepted the fight, said, okay, it's a go, and then fucking turned around a few days later and reneged. And Dana's probably like, wow, all right, well, you know.
I don't know if that was a Freudian. Never mind.
Wait, what did I say? I'm all John gave Dana that dick. You're all, what was that, a Freudian slip? I'm like, wait, what?
It's probably better if I leave it alone. You said that John Jones did something, but
well, he probably did, dude. But yeah, like, and then here's the other one we could talk about later too. Is Tyron Woodley says that Jack Della Maddalena would never be champion, wouldn't even be a contender during his era. He wouldn't have even been in my crosshairs. I can think of 10 people in my division at that time that I was the champion that would have beat him. You're all Tyron, dude. Like, hey, like what? I have an idea, dude. Why don't you like be the biggest stereotype of all time? It's like during my era, if you gave someone your word, you kept your fucking word. These kids these days, they got nothing. It's like in like Tom Aspinall's case, that shit is true. Like, well, no. I mean, not Tom Aspinall personally. He's a top tier heavyweight no matter what. But the heavyweight division now versus like back then. But welterweight, dude, like the welterweight division right now, you think that Jack Della Maddalena wouldn't have been on his radar? Like that guy's fucking good, man. Like he's gonna have to beat a couple guys to really like, I don't know, to be considered that way, but he's a fucking gangster. I think he beats the fuck out of Tyron Woodley, candidly. Like, yeah, with unless Tyron figures out a way to get him to take him down.
I've noticed there's a lot of fighters that are coming out very much after the fact. Like Matt Brown's been doing that a lot lately. There's a lot of dudes that didn't have the most prestigious title heavy careers, or even if they did, they kind of went and tarnished their careers by losing twice to Jake Paul or something along those lines. But I just like, it's probably best interest to just ride off into the sunset with millions. I don't understand, like, to come back, to try to go back in time and make people mentally put you against current people who have evolved. It's just, you're not going to win that conversation. It's like Anderson Silva. Like, and I don't know, people might have conflicting thoughts on this. I don't know if you saw that footage of Anderson Silva and Khamzat Chimaev talking. It's like Anderson going back in time and saying that he would mop the floor with Chimaev. And I believe that's
vice versa.
Untrue.
Vice versa. Like Chimaev goes back and mops Anderson. Brian Bless, thank you for the super chat, good sir.
So it's just like, I don't think it's ever a good look because of the way that the sport evolves so quickly. And it has no mercy. That's why people like Nate Diaz that hung in a little bit too long, didn't evolve with the sport. People like that, you see it very often. I guess all I'm saying is I don't understand the upside to Tyrone opening his mouth about this at all. It makes no sense.
I'm saying that, like, also each one of these guys has literally at like maximum like 3 to 4 years that's their actual prime. You know what I mean? Like their individual prime. And that's true for almost everyone except for like Volkanovski or some, these freaks like him that can just carry it forever. Jose Aldo too, like guys like that, where you're just like, okay, that's, most guys have a very, very short prime. And so you're like, so what are we talking about, Tyron? Are you saying that like you in that tiny little window of your prime would mop Jack? You don't even know if he's in his prime. Like, it's just a dumb conversation. It's like when people who do what we do, like YouTubers, but like outside and they start talking about who would win in a fight. And you're like, shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, yeah. You guys aren't going to fight. Shut up.
It was like, again, going back to DC, he was telling Shannon Sharpe, oh, if I was a heavyweight, if me and John Jones fought at heavyweight, I would beat him. Like, no question. I was a better heavyweight. He told Shannon Sharpe, if we didn't have the age gap, I beat him. Like, there's a lot of hypotheticals that are just gonna, a lot of times they backfire, because it's kind of like when, have you ever had somebody really hype up this girl to you and they're like, bro, she ain't a 10, she's a 15, bro. I'm telling you, and then she comes into the room and you're looking at her through those lenses and you're like, bro, like, and then
you're like, dude, her pinky toe is crooked. Now she's like a 5.
Yeah,
you're expecting her to be perfect.
Otherwise, she would have been that's what people do. They shoot themselves in the chancla. They should just not do that.
Real Biff, thank you for the super chat, good sir.
What's up, Biff?
I mean, Yeah, I don't like Tyron Woodley. That's funny about the Jake Paul thing, dude. It's like that. I mean, he got paid. He got paid good. You know, like I think he get like 500,000 or maybe $1 million or something like that. I don't know. He got paid a lot, dude.
They had some weird bromantic kind of moments. Like I did a few videos on those, and Jake Paul was like gifting him a watch.
I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that again.
It was like he was in love with the dude.
He literally was like, "No one's ever done something this kind for me in my entire life." Yeah,
it was weird.
You know, that shit, like that interaction right there has always really stuck out in my mind. It's like it tells me so much about Tyron Woodley just in general. It's like, you know, like I mean, dude, you should be extremely great. You know, like if anybody gave me a fucking 10, 20,000, 30,000 watch, whatever that was, I would be fucking like overcome with gratitude too. But I could just see is like you could see a lot more of like underneath whatever Tyron is like presenting to the world. Like there's a fucking little cookie inside of there, dude. You know what I mean? Inside.
And it's kind of messed up because I don't know if that was Jake's game plan and he was trying to pull that out and expose him or what.
Yeah. And mind fuck him to get him prepared to get knocked out.
Yup.
You know, like hey Tyler, thank you for the super chat. Baby gravy makes Mexican MMA hungry. Never forget. Ew, dude. I said that shit's gross.
I didn't have breakfast.
He said, "What's up, Jesse? You just say thank you to the people who send you money." Of course I say thank you. Why would I not, dude? What? Wait, what? Peace out, man. Just lost my respect. What the fuck is what? What is he talking about?
I want to take a moment right now to say thank you to everyone that is not donating money. Just
what is he even talking about? Jesse, you know about addiction. Why don't you say a prayer instead of putting it out for everyone to see? What? I'm not talking about. Okay. Do I need to change this thumbnail? We're not talking about Brian Ortega is not an addict. Brian Ortega is not an addict, guys. Not Brian Ortega. The quote is from a tweet under the Conor McGregor story, who is sitting right next to the quote. Look. Boom.
Brian Ortega is a food addict, ladies and gentlemen. That dude don't know how to cut weight.
That motherfucker did not know. Like, dude, you can't be eating tiramisu Wednesday before your fight. This is what we're talking about. The Conor McGregor story, which is coming next.
I gotta take a look at this thumbnail.
He's a 37-year-old alcoholic cokehead. That's where that quote's from. We're not talking about fucking Brian Ortega.
Jesse
now,
on fire.
That said, if you have an issue with us platforming someone calling Conor a cokehead alcoholic, then, you know, listen, that is something that we did. You know, that's something I did, dude. I made that decision.
Hey, I'm looking at the thumbnail right now. It says he's an alcoholic cokehead. And on the thumbnails, Brian Ortega, Conor McGregor, Jesse on fire, and myself. I could be the alcoholic cokehead. Jesse on fire could be the alcoholic cokehead.
They obviously know it can't be me because I don't like alcohol. I'm only a cokehead. Just kidding. Just kidding. Dude, I don't think Brian Ortega is an addict. If Brian Ortega is an addict, it would be to weed, would be my guess. I bet Brian Ortega loves smoking some motherfucking weed, dude.
He probably cut off his hair and smoked it.
Smoked his hair? He's like, fuck, man. He's like, I got to get high. I got to get high.
There's got to be some, so what's it called? What's the active ingredient in
THC.
There's got to be THC in my hair follicles after all.
For sure there is. He's all, I just got to smoke enough of it, dude. I got to smoke enough of it. But man, dude, this is fucking scary for real. Like, I love joking about this shit, but like, if I was in his camp, like if he was on my team, I don't know, man. I'd be calling people. I'd be like, dude, is this fucking safe, man? I'm genuinely concerned for his safety. Now, in fairness, at least he's fighting Aljamain Sterling, who's not like a fucking wig splitting, you know, knockout king striker. You know, like if he wins, damn, this is a great grappling match now that I just fucking thought about it, huh?
Yeah, I think I was having the thought at the same moment. Yeah.
Dude. These motherfuckers can fucking submission grapple these two, dude. This is gonna be good.
I know it sounds cliche to talk about, you know, every time something like this happens, but I haven't really been closely following the life and career of Brian Ortega. I wonder if, like, is he in trouble? Does he need money right now? Like, why would he put himself in such a bad situation, be so poorly prepared? I mean, did he not have enough time for this? Did he take a bad did they spring this on him at the last second? I don't know. I just can't figure out based on his history why he would come in so foolishly.
I mean, look this is what the last, so like he's coming off losing 3 of his last 4, 4 of his last 6,
bro.
But like, this one was a shoulder. This was an injury. Like Diego Lopez, yeah, he lost that fight, but he wasn't terrible. And Volkanovski, who the fuck beats Volkanovski? Nobody. He just hasn't fought very much,
And I'm telling you, and I think people are going to think I'm just trying to be funny and I'm messing around. But I mean, as men, I think like if people take a moment with this, what is this? 4 out of 6, lost 4 out of his 6. That means nothing. That's nothing compared to mentally the TKO he could have taken with Tracy Cortez. And I'm not just trying to, like I said, trying to throw jokes out there. And if there is some humor to be found there, I'm perfectly fine with that as well. But 4 out of 6 is nothing compared to a lady messing with your brain. And then when she's coming out on social media with Paulo Costa and all the, whatever, sipping on that secret juice, I think that could have way more of a negative impact on his mindset, his training. He's not sleeping. He's not eating. That'll do it for you.
That'll break a guy's brain. He's like, man, I remember when I used to hit that from the back. Now some other dude's doing it. I'm just kidding. I remember though that like somebody, someone said something about her, and he responded, and he said some like Andrew Tate shit where he was like, hey, it's not that if you're the one who clipped her. Like he was just like, I got rid of that bitch.
Yeah. So like usually a guy that's in the right headspace and is okay with the separation, all that, he would take a high road and say something positive, somewhat positive, amicable, whatever.
Yeah. He'd be like, listen, her friends are super fun to have sex with. That's what happened.
Did you do that? I didn't know that.
I'm just kidding.
But the fact that he's all vindictive about it, it says that his head wasn't in the right place.
That's fair. Or he just couldn't take people thinking that she clipped him. He's like, no. Dope dealer, what's up, dude? Just joining. Don't know if you guys talked about it yet. What do you guys think about the Jake Paul, Tank Davis? Oh, we have not talked about it yet. Hey, choke dealer. So I hit choke. So when I got my purple belt in jiu-jitsu, I hit choke dealer up to tell him because he was on a members only live stream like 6 months earlier where I was like, I think I'm probably going to get my purple belt today. And then he's like, and so like him and a couple other people were like, congratulations. And then I didn't get it. And so I was like, fuck. So I had to like, I emailed him on the side. I'm like, hey man, I didn't get it. I can't take credit for having it if I didn't fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
that's cool.
And then so when I got it this time, I hit him up on email and he's like, dude, I think it's fucking hilarious that you ranked up and you thought to yourself, geez, I got to email choke dealer, just choke dealer on his own. Dude. I know, dude. He's got the best fucking handle ever, dude. Choke dealer.
I saw that last time. It's clever. I like it.
Yeah. Greg Schuster, what's up? Oh, Shu, another one of my dudes. If Ortega needs money, he could have Fabio run his OnlyFans account. Bro, Brian Ortega would print some money on some fucking OnlyFans, dude. If Corey Sandhagen's making $2 million showing his ball sack, fucking Ortega would make $1 billion. That guy is fucking gay catnip, dude, for sure. All the gays that are up on OnlyFans would be all, oh my God, Brian Ortega, he's dreamy. You know what I mean? He looks so tortured in his eyes. I would love to.
I could fix him.
I'd put some meth in his nose, and then I'd show him how fun it is to have sex for 7 straight days on crystal meth. You're all, Jesus, calm down, you freak.
Then he'll make weight.
For sure, dude. Jesus. Yeah. Seriously though, how does he miss weight by that much though? For real. 8 fucking pounds, dude.
I have to assume that. By the way, how much did the dude, like the last event or whatever, there was a dude, was it the Chimaev card that missed a weight by pounds and then he was just off? Something Brian Battle?
Oh, Brian Battle, yeah.
Oh, how much did he miss by? Because why was he like, okay, you're out, and then this fight continues? I mean, that's a huge double standard. It's all about the names.
So,
which I get, but I mean,
he was over by 4 pounds. Damn. So he missed 186 limit by. So he came in for a 185-pound fight at 190.
So I wonder whose call that is. Was it just his fighter was like, nah, I ain't gonna fight him at catch weight? Because if it's a UFC's call, that's messed up. That's a double standard just because it's a bigger name. But either
I don't
way,
know. I mean, it's the headliner also though. Like it's a headliner, so like UFC's like, fuck, man, we can't lose the headline, and like
makes sense.
I mean, but fuck, still, dude, like
it has to be something like there's no.
I mean, Aljamain's got to be getting like fucking 40% of his purse.
Oh yeah, and there's no way that it's nothing mental. Like that's not a glitch in your training, your nutrition. I think. I mean, you look at his body language, you look at his face, and I don't think that's 100%. I'm hungry. I'm losing some nourishment. I think the dude looks depressed. He looks like he's not in a good place in life right now.
Dude, I'm saying, and like, hey, Broken, what's up, man? I had to jump in and say what's up. Been a while since I caught a live. Been working, speaking, heading up 15-hour shift. What's up, man? Well, I'm glad that you're here with us. But yeah, like that's what I was saying when I told you, like I got a pretty good read on Ortega, and he's like, that's a dude who's got a tortured soul. He's a really deep thinker, but he heavily leans towards depression. If that guy doesn't have something that he's like focused on and working towards, I guarantee he goes down a dark hole. And the life of a fighter, dude, a professional fighter is like, it's fucking crazy because they have this massive life event that they're working towards. And then it's like that happens. And then it's just like empty space. And it's like until they get another one. And then like, if you look at how little he's fought, he has not fought. I think if I remember, I just looked at, he's fought 6 times in the last 7 years. Like, bro,
he's on that Conor McGregor trajectory.
Yeah. Let me see.
It's like,
here it is.
It's that dump. I know exactly what you're saying. It's that dump and everything in between. You're just like a shell until you get that next high.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what else is crazy too? Is like when these guys are coming off of a victory, like they're floating through life, dude. You know what I mean? Like floating through life. And when they're coming off a loss, they're underlying anxiety, no matter what. And then if they're coming off 2, like really underlying anxiety, 3, so on and so forth. It's like, that's why when guys go on a losing streak and they come back and have like a fantastic performance, I think that is the most gangster shit ever, because anyone in their position, like I don't need to like talk to a pro fighter to know that that's what their experience is, because I just have common sense that of course, like you already know what's on the other side of the end of your career. And if you've lost 3 in a row, if you lose this fucking fight, that's what you're looking at. And they somehow focus, train, do an incredible job, come in and get a great win. It's like, that is fucking serious mental strength right there.
And some people, I mean, might be a little bit sick in the beanie, and it's almost like they have to have that feeling of their backs up against the wall. They can't win. It's too clean. It's too easy. It's too simple. They have to have the chaos. And then they're like, all right, now it's clutch. Now it's crunch time. It's weird. And they torture themselves in between. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, who's the guy who I'm watching right now that I'm like most like is fucking Corey Sandhagen, dude. And I've been saying this like a million
on
times.
OnlyFans or?
Well, definitely his ball sack, but also his mindset fighting, like both. The entrepreneurship that it took to find out that if he took pictures of his balls, that people would pay him $2 million. Like, I mean, let's be honest, right? What's that other guy's name that we were joking about on the last stream? The young hot guy. The fuck is his name again? Like, God damn it.
Peyton Talbot.
Yeah, Talbot. Hey, you got Peyton Talbot over here. It's like, no, but damn it, Peyton Talbot and fucking Brian Ortega did like a double fucking OnlyFans. Jesus, the gays would go broke, dude. They do nothing. Like literally, they just empty all the gay wallets in the world, dude.
There'd be no more Bitcoin. No, I'm just
playing. Yeah. Every homosexual every Bitcoin owned by a homosexual would be gone. Like they would just have it all. They're like, Jesus, I can't take it, dude. These fucking roughneck straight boys, dude. I can't help but pay. I'm a pay piggy. Pay piggy. Dude, one time, like a million years ago when I first got out of college, I worked at this mortgage company, and there was this dude who was like a processor back in the mortgage days. A processor was a girl's job, right? Like it was like the dudes sold the loans, and then and there was this gay dude who was one of the processors. His name was Chris, and you know, like in my crew, like we joke about like, it's like one of those things like, obviously I'm not fucking gay, so I can make a joke like that, you know, to where like that kind of joke comes real natural, you know what I mean? So we like me and a couple of the other guys who were you know, we were over by his desk or whatever, and I can't remember, I made some fucking joke about like, I'm like, well, because you guys know I'd be rolling them gays on the weekend, you know, and like literally no sooner than I had walked out of the building, I was walking across the fucking crosswalk and I saw an email came in from fucking the dude, and he just immediately, he's like, hey, so and it's like, it's the only time I've ever been straight up hit on by a gay dude. But I was like, he's like, hey, just in case you weren't joking, it's on. Like, it's fucking on. You know, and I was like, hey, man, thanks. But that was a fucking joke, dude. You know?
Send to spam. Oh, dang.
But that dude, empty as fucking Bitcoin on fucking Ortega and fucking Talbot, dude.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. And then, what about this story, dude? How about Sean Strickland will be able to return to, that's AI.
I was gonna say, you got one of them true classic shirts.
That's weird. Oh, they were like, put him in anger management class. That's why, because like it's like the AI anger management class. They're all as far as AI goes, it's pretty good. Like I feel like every time I try to get AI to make me something with like people in it, it never really looks like them very well.
No. Who does he remind me of? Dang, his face right there looks like something. Oh, I can't remember. Whatever. Some carnival dude. I can't remember.
Yeah, I actually had the same instinct, but I can't place it either. But Strickland, like, you know, the suspension that he's facing, that he's got off of from that incident. You saw the thing where they stormed the cage, right? Like why? Like the thing where he got suspended.
It is, yes, it is a weird modus operandi that Sean Strickland has going for him, where he will be the crazy, aggressive, I want to fight you, I'm the most confrontational. If it's like a civilian, if it's someone he's not supposed to be fighting, if it's a social media dude. But then I say it all the time. I know it's overused. I always say Sean Strickland got more jabs than a CVS. It's like the moment he gets in a cage, he just did in that weird thing where he raises his knees. It's pathetic. I was riding with Sean Strickland for the longest. I thought he was like a breath of fresh air. I thought he was going against the grain. I thought he was saying stuff other people were afraid to say, but he just doesn't back it up, and he keeps spazzing out at the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, at a certain point, I started kind of like looking at some of the stuff that I had kind of excused him for, because he was saying shit that I kind of wished that I could say into an ESPN microphone. But it was like, I was like, you know, dude, when he beat the shit out of Sneeko, that was pretty psycho. Like, that's fucking weird. And the desire to like get a Navy SEAL who's not a professional fight. Well, in that guy, you know, in Mitch's case, he actually is a Navy SEAL. I'm sorry, a professional fighter, but like, you know, like he's has like a couple fights. He's a fucking soldier. He's not a, you know, he has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but like the desire to like really fuck those guys up is really bizarre to me. Like, I can't relate to that even a little bit. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like when you like, just even like it, like just real, like kind of small versions. Like when you're at jiu-jitsu and it's like, okay, someone comes in and they like, you know, clearly they've been doing jiu-jitsu for 6 months, you know, like I'm not just going to fucking mop them. Like I'll go and then I'll escape and then I'll do whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, I have nothing to prove against this fucking 4-stripe white belt. You know what I mean? Like I don't, so like, I can't relate to that at all. We're like his Sneeko, like Sean Strickland to Sneeko is actually more like if I was rolling with like a fucking 11-year-old white belt that was like, you know what I mean? Like he's tiny. He has no fighting experience at all. Sean was the middleweight champion of the world. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you trying to knock that guy out, dude? And like, some weird shit like, oh, I hate influencers. You're like, dude, you're fucking influencing. You know, all you do is talk on fucking Twitter, dude.
The biggest part of his career is being an influencer now.
Yeah.
I think the mistake a lot of us make is we'll look at, like, you know how people will watch a celebrity and they're the greatest. I want to meet them. I want their autograph. Oh my gosh, I'm waiting, and I finally see them on Oprah Winfrey. You know, like back in the day, it was this coveted thing. Like,
finally, she's on Oprah. He's on Oprah. Finally,
before there was social media, these things were huge events. You know, I get to hear about their life or whatever, and it's like it was always such a shock to people. Like, wait a minute, my favorite actor is actually like a weirdo, or they actually did this, or they're into that. It's the same thing with like fighters. When you see people on the screen, unfortunately, they get put on a pedestal, and we think about them as these big icons. And then you find out, oh, this dude, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but it's just a fact. This, and I don't know all the details, but I believe I'm correct in this, right? He was pretty abused by his father.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
So you see a dude, and it's like, he's a celebrity, he's famous, he's a fighter, he must have it all together, right? Because, you know, look at him on the screen. But all he is a dude that sneezes and breathes and farts and yawns and has bills and taxes like us, and he got abused by his dad, and he never dealt with it. And what happens? Like, I know people in my life that have been abused, and the cycle continues. That's a thing, unfortunately. You're the outlier when you stop that. And there's people who do, and they change their life, and that's amazing. But they're the outliers. A lot of people, they keep that cycle going. And all he is someone that stumbled upon a lifestyle that enables him to continue that cycle on a very public level. So he's just a crazy dude that needs to fix his brain. So no, the championship's never gonna be enough. The money's not gonna be enough. It's like when you get bullied and you're the bully now. He can't bully Francis Ngannou.
That Sneeko thing is exactly that, actually. Because like a dad beating the shit out of a kid is exactly the same as a middleweight champion beating the shit out of a dude who's been sparring influencer boxing for fucking 3 months. Like, there's no difference at all. He poses no threat to Strickland under any circumstances at all. It's the same. It's literally the same as like a dad coming home and beating the shit out of an 8-year-old, you know?
Yep.
But I mean, listen, I root for Strickland every time he fights. I always root for Strickland, dude. But like, you know, again, the reason I brought this up is because when he went into the cage and spazzed out on the dude, you know, like the guy who kind of like baited them, I can understand that. But it was like, when he threw that punch, I was like, that's crazy that he's a professional fighter whose specialty is striking. And that's what like heat of the moment punch looks like. And don't get me wrong, Sean could tie me into a knot and turn me into a blow up doll in all of my orifices. I am not in any way fucking talking shit. He obviously could beat the fuck out of me. I'm just saying, I throw a better punch than he does. Like that punch I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's exactly how you don't punch.
Clip that.
No, don't. Or do. I don't know. Whatever.
No, but so
I'm talking about just a single power punch, you know, where it's like, damn, that is exactly how you coach a person not to throw a power punch. Do you know
I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is an okay way to think. I don't know if other people would agree with me, but in my twisted beanie, the way that I look at this situation, if Sean Strickland got into the cage and fought like Mike Tyson, if every single time he got in there, he was knocking people's heads off, and he was a crazy knockout artist destroyer, I don't think I feel the same. It still wouldn't be right. On paper, it still would not be right. It wouldn't be okay. But if he was doing what he was doing to Sneeko, if he was going into other people's fights and hitting a ref or whatever, I don't think it would bother me as much.
Oh, you're saying it bothers you because he only like really puts it on people that are easy.
Yep. If he was just like that 24/7, no filter, he can't rein it back. Cool. He's an animal. We've been blessed by being able to watch this psychopath for, you know, however long his reign lasts. But because he's a hypocrite and he only does it with people he could get away with, it's just pathetic.
So I'm gonna throw a different twist on that, actually. And Papa Dar, sorry, I just realized that I'd missed this. He kind of does look like Forrest Griffin, although current state Forrest Griffin doesn't look that much like Forrest Griffin. You know, like I don't know, like do you know what I'm saying? Dude. Anyway, it's not here nor there. But like, what I was gonna say is like my take on why Strickland fights the way that he does normally. I don't know what the fuck is going on in that second Dricus fight, but like normally, he has made it pretty clear that the place that he's happiest in his life is sparring. Like he fucking loves it. And that's all he wants to do. That's why his gas tank's so ridiculous. It's why he just can keep going and going. It's because he spars so many fucking rounds and he's been doing it for so many years that his body is just conditioned to just do it forever. Oh. And I think subconsciously he doesn't want the fight to end. Like when he gets into the cage, like on fight night, like he doesn't want to fucking stop the fight. It's like all he wants to be doing is fighting. And so like he has this thing in the back of his mind that is actually incentive, like direct incentive against a stoppage. Now, obviously, when he clipped Izzy, he went for the fucking kill, but like, I think the reason he fights that way is because he just that's all he wants to do. He doesn't want it to end. That
is a crazy insight. Like
you think there's something to that, huh?
Absolutely. And yeah. I don't, again, I feel like a lot of the stuff I say, people could just take it like I'm trying to mean one thing, but like for real, I think, being, and if I'm wrong on this, please someone correct me. But I've never really done a deep dive into this, but I think it's pretty common knowledge that he was really knocked around by his dad and abused by him.
Yeah, I didn't know it is. It is. Yeah.
In a weird way, it's almost like because he never had that. Acceptance that and we saw it when he melted down with Theo Vaughn. He didn't really have that connection that a young man desires with the father. And it's almost like maybe this is his way of connecting with his dad, because that was abuse seemed like the most significant way that his father connected with him. So maybe there's this weird, thing in his mind, like this is fulfilling something that, this is the only thing that I had, and I don't want this to end, because then what am I? What do I have then? I don't have that connection. I don't have that closure.
Yeah. You think that so you think when he beats the shit out of Sneeko, he's like, that's his way of being friendly? Or like when he's like beats the shit out of Mitch, the Navy SEAL, he's like, look, man, he's like, this is how I make friends. I break you down.
If I take into consideration if I'm gonna be honest and objective about it, all the footage I've seen where he's been a bully and just laying into people in ways that we don't think he should, in between and afterward, he talks to them like they're best friends.
That's true.
There never seems to be any malice. It's like did you ever have like a friend or like a cousin when you were younger, and when you play with them, they got like way too aggressive and excited, and maybe they'd roughhouse a little too much?
Oh yeah, and then I would just stay the fuck away from him. I never liked to roughhouse with dudes that I knew are like a hair trigger from all of a sudden this is real. All of a sudden we're really, you know what I mean? It's like, Jesus, fucking relax, dude. Yes, I don't want to wrestle enough to fucking risk you spazzing out and actually trying to fight me, dude. Let's just watch TV.
Exactly dude. What I'm that's exactly what I'm talking. I feel like that's him, and in his mind he's like, whoa, this is how we get along, right? This is how we relate. This is what we're doing. And then they talk, he's laughing afterward, cutting shorts and reels and stuff like that. But I think that's what it is. He doesn't ever, after the fact, I've never seen one instance where he's cussing them out, get out of here, you're this and that. He's laughing and smiling.
Yeah. He's like no, it's true. For sure, that is true. And these fucking guys volunteered for it. Sneeko's the only one that went in with his eyes closed. Like Sneeko did not have a fucking clue what he was walking into, but I actually respect Sneeko because I talked to, Jake Shields said that he told Sneeko, like, this is not a good idea. And Sneeko's all, but I already told him that I would. Wow. And so he's like, I can't back out now. Because Jake's like, dude, don't spar Strickland. Like, this is not a good idea. And Sneeko's like, I'll just get my ass kicked. Like, I'm not backing out. I already told him that I would. I can respect that, dude. I would do the same thing. I'd be scared as fuck though. If I was Sneeko, I'd be scared as fuck right now, but I know enough not to fucking spar Sean Strickland. You know what I mean? Like, that's all. Like, I just have a little bit more experience. So I knew not to fucking spar Strickland because
how did he wind up in that situation?
He was at the PI with Jake. He was hanging out with like Jake and Nate Diaz and those guys that weekend. And he ended up at the PI, and like he had been boxing, dude, outside like of that, it's not like you could really get a good gauge of how a dude is developing in his third month of boxing when he's fighting a fucking UFC middleweight champion. But like I had actually watched a little bit of him, like for a person who had minimal experience, like you could see that he actually picks up on the shit really fast, like his footwork was good and he's throwing good straights and stuff. And like, but yeah, I mean, so he was just like, yeah, can I get around with you? Like he just didn't understand. Like there's a difference between like you go up to like Khabib and ask him to fucking do a round of boxing and Sean Strickland. Like you have to know who the person is that you're talking to. If you are a brand new beginner and you want to ask them to do a round with you, like some people are totally safe,
Yeah.
Like you think Rogan's going to go in there and fucking just wheel kick you? Fuck no, dude. He'll patty cake you. Strickland is not those guys, dude.
I didn't know Sneeko wasn't there for that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, hey, I've been doing some boxing, dude. Do you think we could get a round in? And Jake's like, don't
Wrong
do
guy.
that. Yeah, he's the wrong guy. He doesn't take it easy on anyone, dude. I
was watching something the other day. I don't know if you know anything about this. I don't even know if I should bring it up. I'm just gonna sound stupid. That there's something called folic acid in your head. Yeah, I shouldn't have brought it up. Huh? There's something.
No, you're good, dude. I was just laughing. I was like, this is not where I thought this is fucking going, dude.
There's something called folic acid, and if you don't have, if your brain isn't producing it, then you could become a kind of dude like Sean Strickland, where when you're in a situation, you don't really have the critical thinking process that typical people have, and you end up doing a bunch of stupid, crazy stuff that other people would be like, I don't think this is a great idea. Yeah. And the dude was going into it and it was making a lot of sense. But right now I feel like I don't have the folic acid and I probably just should have moved on.
You're like, I probably should have just taken some folic acid instead of talking about it. Because I just Googled it, dude. It's like, and I remember like Gabrielle, she supplements it, dude. Like, but yeah, it is. I don't know if it has to do with like decision.
I'll try to buy. I'll get some from you after the stream.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like,
this was all an ad, by the way.
Yeah. For nature's best folic acid is how you don't become someone who beats the shit out of Sneeko. Whatever. This whole thing is just a build up for a fucking supplement ad, dude. A 46-minute build up for selling fucking folic acid. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Like he's I'm actually halfway curious to see him fucking fight Hamzat, dude, because but wait, so I mean, like, there's not that many fucking people, dude, at middleweight. You know what I mean? And Strickland, because he's coming off 2 losses against Dricus, but yeah, but he beat Paulo Costa split decision. I mean, who else is there?
The only person I think even has a chance.
I don't think he's gonna win.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna fucking win.
But even if it was like a movie, let's say it was like Rocky, and there was a fighter that we had to make it make sense for the viewers, I would say Fluffy Hernandez. And
dude, he hits him with a spinning elbow, dude. Night.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Things like the spinning elbow and just the unorthodox way, of I think Fluffy would take chances that other people I'm seeing in that window of the rankings would not. I think other people have such a fighting style, a game plan, or just Strickland's jabs and distance keeping.
Teeps.
Not really
teeps and fucking jabs, dude.
Exactly. I think that you, and everyone's been saying this. This isn't something I just came up with. You've heard this already by like every MMA talking head. The only person that's even going to have a chance against Chimaev is someone that's going to take a huge gamble that might backfire and they get knocked
100% agree.
No, I agree. Plessis was stalling. He was slowing down. He was stalemating. Sharpe was saying that. He was stalemating. He was stalling. He wasn't giving Chimaev the opportunities because he's just, 2 arms on one hand and just not letting things progress. Other people, if they're like, hey, Hail Mary, I'm going to go for it, they're either going to get it or they're going to get choked out because they leave an opening. So, that's.
Well, I think, and I also think like, it's like you think of how Masvidal did fucking Ben Askren, like something nuts like that, not necessarily just sprint across and throw a fucking high knee, but like something that breaks the way that, the rhythm of how Hamzat runs guys over every time. You know, like someone's going to catch, so maybe someone catches him with a knee, or maybe someone, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, I was watching every time he shot on Dricus just to see, I'm like, is there something he's doing that's special that has his head more protected than other guys when he shoots? Cause like that seems like the only way that I could see. Because there's no one's going to match his grappling, dude.
There was a moment that freaked me out. Oh, except who?
Well, I was going to say, unless someone is absolutely world champion level off their back jiu-jitsu like Gilbert Burns was, because Gilbert Burns nullified his grappling because he was immediately threatening him from the bottom, you know, and Khamzat had to step back. Now, that said, that was years ago. Like, that was years ago, and Chimaev's jiu-jitsu has gotten way better. You know, like I said, for some reason, it's like I even catch myself doing this, that you think of yourself, you're like, okay, yeah, but this is how he did grappling against that guy. You're all, what year was that? You're like, 2022. And you're all, what belt were you in 2022? And it's like, oh, fuck, I'd have mopped myself in 2022. You know what I mean? It's like you think they're not getting better. All they do is train. Like, whatever progression you've made, they've made much more in that amount of time. So, like, you know, but again, the only person that's really shut it down is someone who is absolutely world-class vicious off their back. And then
I thought you were going to say Makhachev.
Makhachev, maybe. I mean, but fuck, dude. Makhachev's up to 170. If he wins that fight, maybe Chimaev goes down. You know?
So there was a moment, I think in round 5. I'm almost positive it was round 5. And you reminded me of this right now. Chimaev, at least as far as I remember, he was going for these takedowns like if he was taking down his, you know, 5th grade nephew. Not a care, not a worry in the world, no setup, no, he's just gonna die for it. Like, he doesn't even care. There was a moment, I think in the 5th round, where I heard the camera angle looked scary. I thought he caught a knee to the face. Yeah. So if someone catches on that, he does not protect himself at all. So he could get Masvidal, but I don't know if you know this, and I know this is something that someone could easily say, but Chimaev does not seem like the type of guy to spin narratives to me. He seems like a very matter-of-fact dude, whatever. Yeah. He came out at the post-fight press conference and said, my team has been telling me I'm paraphrasing, it's in our best interest. It's good for our camp and for, you know, knowing what's what if we do a 5-round fight. They wanted at the very end in round 5. I tried to finish it, but I messed up. So
did you see the video that I did on that?
No, I didn't.
I literally said exactly what you're saying, that I'm hypothesizing that he intentionally did not finish Dricus in those first 4 rounds, and that the only time he tried to submit it was in the. I know exactly what you're saying about the final 30 seconds.
Yes,
but like it's like, is it possible? My buddy James texted this to me like the day after, and he's like, maybe he just wanted to shut everybody up about the fucking gas tank, so he stretched it out. And I was like, bro, that's fucking brilliant. I'm gonna do a video. Like, it wasn't even my own take; it was my boy's take. But I was like, man. And then when I went and watched his post-fight speech, I was like, okay, that confirms it. Also, he said the thing about how he takes his friends to the fucking gym and then holds them in Crucifix for an hour. I would never hang out with him ever again, dude.
He said it made me laugh. I rewound it. He's like, yeah, I do it for fun and to keep them humble.
Yeah. Hey, you can't take me down. You can't hold me down. So I'm like, you know, like, my brain is just very different. Like, if he fucking did that to me and then like got up and thought that it was like, ha ha ha, like, I'd be like, ha ha ha. And like, we can call each other friends, but we're never hanging out again. Like, like, I'm never hanging out with you ever again. You fucking put me in a crucifix and fucking held me there for an hour, like a fucking hour.
But did you get humble?
Hey, humble enough to fucking never hang out with you ever again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if what you were hoping for was this continued relationship where I'd fucking walk around holding your pocket, like, that's not how I roll, dude. I'd just never fucking hang out with you again, you fucking weirdo.
So
you
think that? Even worse for Dricus, so you had your friend mention that to you. I don't know if you did this as well. I went back. Well, of course, when I'm editing the video, I'm still working on a video that I hopefully upload today. I've been watching the fight over and over. It was kind of annoying to me that they were saying Chimaev had 0 submission attempts, There was only one in the fight, and it was by Du Plessis. I don't know if you've heard that. It was on the official stats, like whatever. Chimaev had 0 submission attempts, 12 takedowns, whatever. There was only one sub attempt. It was by Du Plessis. When I was watching the fight,
and they're counting the one where he rolled to the guillotine, and then Hamzat popped his head out. Is that the one they're saying?
I'm assuming, because I was just it was all text.
Yeah.
But when I watched the fight back, and it depends on how you measure it, I guess. I counted 7 submission attempts by Chimaev. And it was the weirdest looking thing because he was on his back and you could see him like totally lock something in. And then he's just like, I'm just going to do something else now. And I'm like,
yeah, he didn't want to finish him, dude.
Like, why are you letting it go? He did it over and over. Du Plessis breathing through his mouth. He's not defending intelligently, doesn't know what to do. And Chimaev is right there. He could have Whittakered him. He could have went on. He doesn't need the neck. He could have did it right here. He could have did it like Nurmagomedov did to Conor McGregor. And there was times when he had the neck. And he's like, okay, now let's try this position. And it's like,
dude, even
didn't push him or anything.
I really do think that he intentionally stretched that out. Like, I think that he really did do that. And the thing that's fucking crazy to think about is like, dude, you got to stand up at the end of every round. Like, and Dricus can knock you out. Like, he's that confident that it doesn't make a fucking lick of difference. Like, it makes no difference. And Dricus, dude, give him fucking credit. He went into the 5th round convinced he was still going to win. Like, they're like, you need to stop him. He's like, I'll get the shot. He believed it. Like, that was not like, I could tell the fucking difference between a dude saying shit and a dude who believed. He believed he was going to finish that fight. And
the way he came out and hyped up the crowd and everything.
He almost fucking did, dude.
He got too close.
Yeah. And dude, his guillotine is fucking good too. Like, he's not like, Poirier probably has an awesome guillotine. Also, it's funny because he always tries to go for it and never finishes it. But like, but Dricus finishes guys with guillotines and his fucking arms broke. Can you imagine what that squeeze probably feels like? That guy's a fucking gorilla, dude. But yeah, but Hamzat is just.
Did you see it when Dricus had him at the end in the 5th round?
Yeah,
Chimaev was just hitting him with his finger.
Yeah, I did, dude. Yeah, Chimaev. I just called him Chimaev, dude. What the fuck? But Hamzat, he fucking got me, dude. Hamzat, he finally gassed out at the end, like just a little bit, where like there was that 50-50 position, and I think Dricus had a whizzer in maybe, and then when he was trying to when Hamzat was trying to do that trip, and then Dricus reversed it, and that's how he ended up in mount. But that was just because Hamzat was tired,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking wild, dude. Like to put a guy as good as Dricus into a fucking crucifix like that many times is like, I can't even wrap my brain around that, dude.
I can't believe that Mark thinks he's Goddard. Didn't try to stand him up from the crucifix.
You think? See, I don't know.
Opportunity to stand him up.
I know, but that's such a dominant position. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Another situation, like, Chimaev, he's going like this. Like, you would think he could just adjust a little bit. Like, if he's really practicing the crucifix position when he's training, well, like, figure out the best technique to have them in crucifix and also be able to strike them hard enough that you can finish the fight. Like, that's another reason why I think he was intentionally not trying to finish the fight. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, dude. I could be totally wrong.
Right.
But you know what I mean? If he's like, it's that automatic for him to get to crucifix position, because if he could do it that easily against Dricus, now obviously the way he does it is clearly a very specific sequence that Dricus has never seen before, so he doesn't know how to defend against it. Like, I guarantee if you go back and watch the video, he did it the same way every single time. But nonetheless, if he has a sequence that's that advanced that it just gets by elite black belt level guys, to where he can get them in the crucifix all the time, why would you not do that and then figure out the best way to position your body where you can finish guys? Because they can't fucking move. They can't do anything. They're trapped right there.
Well, I was saying, like, if the way that Chimaev finished this fight was based on the reception and feedback and perspective from, like, basically the entire MMA community, like 99% of the community, he finished the fight or ended the fight, whatever. I know it wasn't a finish, in the most logical way. Because if he would have knocked out or choked out Du Plessis, people will be saying flash knockout. He got caught, bad position, whatever. Still doesn't have cardio. We still haven't seen what he could do. He literally took note of everything everyone was saying and addressed it directly. So I've been telling people, you went from saying he doesn't have cardio to now, oops, I guess he does, but now he's boring. Pick an argument.
That's genius. You're right. That's genius. You're right. Because because I don't know. I was saying it just appeared to me like he was stretching it out. Maybe he wanted to like shut people up, whatever. But like now when you put it in perspective like that, it's like if he would have gone out there, he'd have jumped on his back and would have fucking, choked him across his, whatever it was. If he strangles him in the first round, second round, whatever, or knocks him out, like the way that we are looking at him now, which is unbeatable, right? Like you look at him, you're like, this guy's not beatable. And does he give a fuck how we see him? No. Does he care about how the next guys he's going to fight sees him? Because if we're looking at him like this guy can't be beaten, the fucking guys he's going to fight are looking at him just like that also. Because they're like, dude, I don't give a fuck how good you are, dude. You're in the top 5, whatever. If he just did that to Dricus, you have to be like, God damn, dude. Like, and you're going to go in, like thinking about the. So like what he actually did by stretching that out 5 rounds is put everybody on notice and now made himself the most intimidating version of himself ever. Like that's such a brilliant take, dude. Like I totally agree with you.
And not only did he take complete control of that narrative, he's dictating what happens next now, because I can't imagine anyone disagrees with this. If he would have gotten that flash knockout or that choke, that submission, it would have been an instant rematch, just like with Pereira and Adesanya. But now everyone who knows anything, from the top bottom YouTuber all the way to the top,
they're like, why?
Why do like, the no way he's never gonna beat him.
He just beat him 5 times in a row. Like you know what I mean? Like the same round 5 times. They're like, it's not like he just beat him once. Like he beat him exactly the same 5 straight times. Like he's 5-0 against him, and if there was even a little bit of resistance, it's like, okay, well, at least it was kind of competitive. The only time it was competitive at the very, 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 very end of the fight, where it was just kind of like, okay, but everybody had already completely made up their mind about what the fight was, and it's done. And yeah, like he won the fight and the rematch in the first fight by dominating him that hard. Do you know what I mean? Like for real.
And if we want to look at it that way, and I know I'm being hard on Du Plessis, but I believe this is also objective based on everything we know. The only good moment that Dricus had in that fight was in the 5th round toward the end. And that's the only time, according to Chimaev, where he said, that's when I actually tried to finish it and I kind of messed up. So that's the only time he even gave an opening. So he didn't even have to give that. He could have just done the thing he was doing the whole time.
Yeah. And again, like he had him in a crucifix for like probably, what do you think, like 7 or 8 minutes of the fight?
At least
an 8 fucking minute crucifix. Like, dude, that's never. I mean, I don't think that's ever happened before, because anytime somebody ends up in a crucifix, it usually gets stopped or they escape. No one stays in the crucifix that long, and neither thing happens. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I mean that is.
And there's different ways to look at it that only look bad for the anti-Chimaev narrative, because yes, that shows the level of control that he had and what he could have done if he wanted to, but also I think it's a little bit hypocritical, because round 3, now I know it wasn't the craziest ground and pound we've ever seen, but the point that I'm trying to make in the video that I'm editing right now is that in round 3, when he did open him up, he made him bleed. He was landing the hardest, most significant strikes in round 3 at that moment in that crucifix.
Dricus looked fucked up after that 3rd round.
Yes. So it wasn't just these little ones. In round 3, during that crucifix, those ones were definitely significant strikes. There was a couple real good elbows in there. Even got the commentators to break narrative for a moment. Opened them up. And the point that I made was, okay, it might not have been the craziest thing you've ever seen, but I guarantee you, if it was the other way around and Dricus was doing that, they would have stopped it, because they wanted Dricus to be champ. Like it would have been enough if it would have been Jason Herzog, especially, or if it would have been the fighter that they wanted to win, they would have stopped that.
Hey, I'll tell you a funny story about that. So one of my best friends is really good friends with Jason Herzog. And he showed me a text like interaction with Jason that night before the fight. And my buddy texted him. He's like, hey, is it against the rules for you to tell me who you think is going to win the main event? And Jason just wrote back, yes, it's 100% against the rules. So he's holding it down even behind the scenes. He won't even say who he thinks is going to win to his boy, dude.
That's cool.
He's like, I can't say an opinion of who I think is going to win.
I didn't know they couldn't say that.
I mean, it's fucking millions of dollars on the line. You know what I mean? It's like if someone, goes to say whatever, and someone gets a hold of a message from the fucking judge and they said, I think blah, you got to be super careful of that kind of thing.
That's true.
I actually watched an event with Jason Herzog a million years ago with this same guy. Like, this is a guy I've been friends with for a very long time. It was like, it was like Arlovsky, when Arlovsky was champion. I think it might have been Arlovsky versus like Paul Buontello, like a million years ago. You remember that? Like 2006. I think I'm pretty sure that is. Let me see when what the date on that fight was. It was a weird ass fight. Remember, he knocked him out in the first like fucking 5 seconds, and no one knew what happened. 15 seconds of the first round, and it was like everyone thought it was a bad stoppage, and then you slowed it down, and he clipped him, and yeah, it was like
that was Herzog in there.
No, Herzog was with me watching the fight with my buddy. Like, I was at my buddy's house, and Herzog was there also. That's the only time I like met and hung out with Herzog was fucking 20 years ago, bro. That's 20 fucking years ago. I don't even think that he was in UFC yet. He was an MMA ref, like for like local shows and stuff. I don't even think that he had reffed UFC yet. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I watched one random event with him. He's super nice. I mean, like,
I think he's my favorite ref. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's good people, dude. You just froze. Okay, my kids are badgering me because we're supposed to go to the pool, so I got to jump. But this was awesome. We'll do this again very soon. You guys are going to be doing this a lot more, so you guys be on the fucking lookout for that, dog.
I also want to say a big thank you to the homie Wilson Mitchell. He's from the Mexican martial arts community. He just shot some money to my PayPal out of nowhere, unprovoked. Thank you, Wilson Mitchell.
Hey, you better thank somebody else. If you only thank people who gave you money, then pick someone at random. Thank someone else. Choke Dealer, thank you. Roxy King, thank you. Thank you. LOS, thank you. Brett, thank you. Rat of a ting. Okay, that's fucking funny, dude. Rat of a ting. That's a good fucking handle too, dude. Hamzat has only the Whitaker win. Other than that, who did he beat at 85? I think any like actual real guys, he beat Usman, and that's pretty much it, I think. And Usman was up fighting at 85 as a replacement. Right? I'm pretty sure, dude. I'm pretty fucking sure. Let me double check that, and then I'll jump out of here and take my children to the pool like a good father would. You know what I mean? Because he was going back and forth at the very beginning, but like since he got Gilbert Burns fight, then Kevin Holland 70. Wait, was Kevin Holland fight at 85?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It doesn't really matter. But Usman, Whitaker, Drickus. Yeah, so those are the three like 85 fights.
I know it's lazy MMA math. You might even it's a little bit MMA long division, if you will. But
Mershard was at 85 for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, based on what we saw him do to Duplessis and the way in which he did it, I think that kind of goes a long way to fill in the gaps of like hypotheticals in regard to who's at 185 and look at how dominant Duplessis has been against other people. It's like, all right, I think he proved enough to buy him some time.
Yeah, dude. Arkham, thank you for that. So Holland was 85 also. That's not dude, that's not nobody. Just fucking take. I think in Holland that was a replacement fight though, if I remember correctly. They like shuffled the deck or something.
Oh, that's when he was supposed to fight Nate Diaz, right?
Yeah. That's exactly.
They saved Nate's life real quick at the last.
That was a bluff that fucking Nate Diaz called. Like Nate had one fight left. They're all okay. You want your fight? Fight Hamzat. Nate's all right. Signs it. They're all okay. I guess we're doing Nate versus Hamzat. And then like the fucking week of the fight, Dana's like, do you understand what the fan base is going to do if Hamzat goes out there and breaks Nate's face? Like they're gonna revolt. That's always been my opinion, was that they intentionally juked it so they could shuffle the fucking deck, because they realized, like, if Herzog goes out there and really fucks Nate up, because it was so outrageous to make that matchup, and it was so obviously vindictive about Nate wanting to leave, and it was like, dude,
fan favorite,
fucking guy is giving you what, 18 years of his life, and like, he wants to go box Jake Paul, dude. He's not like he's going to fucking PFL and trying to like help a competitor, like. Yeah. And you're going to send him out on a stretcher with the fucking Chechen nightmare. Like, this shit's so fucked up.
And then you get to save him for 5 years down the road for Diaz Connor Part 3
at the White House
another day. Yeah,
bro. If that fight happens at the White, I swear to God, I will get a tattoo of a fucking American flag with Nate Diaz's face on it. And that's I would never get another man's face tattooed on me. But if they make Nate Connor 3 for the White House, I'll get an American flag with fucking Nate Diaz's face on it.
Clip that.
Go ahead. I'll fucking text it to him, dude. I will text it to him. I'll be like, I will do that, dude. You think he's going to say no to that fucking fight? Probably,
live on stream.
Yeah. Hey, you want $15 million to fight fucking a dude who hasn't fought in 4 years and is the best like fight promoter of all time, who's been doing nothing but fucking drinking booze and doing blow since he last got in the octagon? Seems like a solid way to make 15 mil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Anyway. All right, dude. We'll talk again very, very soon. Thank you guys. And we're